It's... Goblins. Okay, so to start off with, immediately run and jump. Safe spot. And again, that's a moment where I can actually mention the design mentality of Trapformers. What is the standard player going to do, and how can I get them to break that coding? Such one answer is simply, okay, just throw a trap right there. Because the average player is just going to stand still and jump. Again, it's what I mean by it's a dual puzzle, essentially. Because on the one hand, the developer's mindset is, okay, what is the most likely thing that players are going to do, and how can I prevent them from doing that? Meanwhile, the player's goal is, okay, if I can't do the quickest way to get to the goal, what is the second quickest way? It's hard for both the developer and also for the player to go through the game. Because both people have a lot of things to think about. Two, one, slip in. And first checkpoint. Take care of the flames. Really now, I couldn't tell. So again, here, what people will think is the quickest way, take the bottom path. So don't. Now take the bottom path, specifically to avoid the fire. Technically, I think you can, like, Goomba stomp off of that little guy. Just don't hit that brick. And again, this is a moment where it's the creator saying, okay, what are they going to do in response? What's the first thing they're going to do in response to this wall of fire? Player's first response is going to immediately duck into the hole. So, the developer places a trap there, and forces the player to think, okay, what's the next thing I have to do? Such, the next thing they have to do is go through the hole. Wait for that to scroll around. Oh. So that means the solution is probably to use that block. Or stagger the flames somehow. How did I do that? I'm legitimately curious now how I did that. So, wait to get on that. And voila. And if I remember correctly, this one was like, you go forward, one set of blocks comes down, another set of blocks comes down, and then the entire ceiling comes down. I could be wrong. That's a new one. It didn't do that. It didn't do that before. What? What? there's supposed to normally be a boss fight there, and there wasn't this time. Now it's a gauntlet challenge, and I like it. What? Okay, have to take the top path. Good to see that, good to see that the creator of this took out some of the traps because they knew that they were going to be unnecessarily frustrating. Again, a moment of good design. Because they understand that's enough of an ask as is to do some of these platforming challenges under time constraint. There we go. Now it's gonna present some new challenges. Oh, come on! That's good checkpoint placement, because it was already a good enough of an ask to have the player go through that initial section. Wait. Jump. And jump. Ah! Oh, that skipped my balls! Terrible question moment. Is Syobon neutered? Never spay your cats. It's torture. Actually, I can't say that. I don't have any pets. Ah! No! Inappropriate question while being chased by a spike wall for 500. That's a very specific Jeopardy category. Man, they changed Jeopardy so much in the past few years, haven't they? First, Alex Trebek is gone. Now the questions are so highly specific. You need to memorize a dictionary, a thesaurus, several different works of literature, and the manual for Jeopardy the board game. And even then, it's a coin flip. Ah! No! Soar! Ah! Man, this is getting me in the mood to play Black Knight. Like, I get it, many people don't like Black Knight specifically because, hey, they gave Sonic a sword, it sucks. I thought it was fairly solid, all things considered. Sure, it was a little awkward using the sword in the first place for a good chunk of enemies, but that's why the homing attack existed. Hell, actually, come to think of it, so many times I see people play Black Knight, and they never use the homing attack. Specifically because it doesn't look like it damages enemies. And sure, they're not wrong on that. But that's why it got tweaked a little bit, so it's better, actually? Like, you homing attack an enemy, you essentially mark it for your aerial attack. Then you butcher every single enemy along the way with said aerial attack. It was almost like an expansion of the lightspeed attack that appeared in other Sonic games. And, in my opinion, an expansion of a mechanic isn't a bad thing. I was doing this so well before. Come on, me! Your hands are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, mom's spaghetti, raccoon's nervous. But yeah, honestly, the only thing I can technically knock this game for is a flaw / quirk with the original game. If that did get tweaked and there was a little more forgiveness on jumps, this would be perfect. this would be an actually marketable Trapformer. And to be honest, in our day and age, we need more games where there is no option but to learn. Because learning isn't a bad thing. Just because we live in the information age doesn't mean that information is necessarily easy to process. And this particular game, among many others, hell, Trapformers, period, are an example of that. No, it's fine, dude. As you mentioned, you've been experiencing lag. It only makes sense. Yep. And I'm liking this. There was a nice... You put in a nice bait and switch on the, where the boss was supposed to go. And of course, me, I'm just failing at platforming as usual. Good. Why did I move? Yeah, that's one thing. Like, if you completely miss any of this, don't worry. I have 2 fail-safes in place. One, the VOD exists for a couple weeks, that's something. But in the worst-case scenario, that this, like, gets copyright struck or something, I plan on downloading the VOD and chunking it down into pieces to upload onto YouTube in a couple weeks. So that's something. I have fail-safes. And again, on the subject of copyright OSTs, it's fine, because... Crap. It's fine specifically because, like, the original Syobon already had a few OSTs of well-known games. So if anything, this is just, like, more for the... This is par for the course. Whoop. Gah! Me? What are your fingers doing? Touch your keys loving... Inappropriate words for 400. So my for 400. Don't use a short jump there, me! What was your plan? If you wanted a short jump, then you might as well just... Actually, I didn't think of it. I have a copy of... Because I have a manuscript of... Because I have a copy of Shonen Jump. One of my... It's in, like, my room, I think. If you wanted a short jump, then just tear out half the pages. Done. But I'm ditch. And no one in our game will understand that. Okay, maybe Daniel will. Good. Crap! Semi? Ow! Octagon! Octagon. This anime depicts a cat. Yeah, so? Cats are very well known in Japan. Really. But yeah, like, definitely something that might need to be told to players at some point, in case this is, like, their very first Trapformer. A bit of advice to them. Don't be afraid about feathering your movements. Don't be afraid to fail, provided you end up learning. And at that, make sure to get used to... Whenever you jump, don't commit to the direction. There's a reason why you have a little more fidelity in movement than a standard Mario game. And that's because you're going to need that extra bit of fidelity. Hey, I did say I was going to give Syobon its due dessert. And again, I like hard games, and this particular game I tried recording and realized, yeah, maybe it's for the better that I just do this in a live format. Because Trapformers are one of those games that will take a while to truck through. They deserve the time. Well, I try. Ah. Just me as a person, if I may say so, I'm the type that doesn't like to half-ass things. Or if I do end up half-assing something, then I thoroughly apologize and make sure to try and commit more attention to it later. As I mentioned, I was originally going to have this be the season finale of Sage After 2020, and well, that fell through as I saw that there was a 2021 entry, so I figured, sure, let's just lump it into the beginning of 2021, give it some extra time as it deserves. I don't half-ass. Or if I do, not for long. I figure it's only fair, considering so much work and attention goes into these, so why should my efforts be any less than theirs? Any less than the creators? Yep. Hell, on top of that, like, ow. On top of that, all the some of the entries that I played, for my dedicated time, I've been going back to create more footage, specifically to expand upon their 15 minutes. Because, again, I would like to reiterate, a good lot of those games are ones that cannot be properly covered in 15 minutes. I'm glad I got 2 hours. I'm glad I got a solid 2 hours for my stream day. And hell, I'll pitch my hat to 2022, to Sage 2022 when that rolls around. But again, I don't half-ass things, or if I do half-ass them, it's not for long. My balls! I genuinely hope that roast kitty testicles isn't, like, a delicacy in any part of the world. That just sounds gross, wrong, and no. Hell, it's bad enough that I know bull testicles are something people eat. Why am I on this subject? Football!